40%. Okay. That's still low considering over 50% of our population is female. Hopefully Cooper doesn't bark too much. This disparity compelled me to take action, to craft a system that not only attracts and retains underrepresented talent, but also shapes the future, our future leaders of tomorrow. I present to you Camp Courage, a tried and true system that kindles interest among underrepresented youth through education, engagement, empowerment, and in an ultra nurturing environment. Allow me to share how Camp Courage's proven methodology is driving remarkable change in our emergency services and community. My focus has always been on cultivating competent leaders who are both prepared and committed to serving our community. This ultimately led to the creation of Camp Courage, a program that's demonstrated incredible outcomes and whose potential knows no bounds. I'm going to share with you an inspiring tale about a camper's journey. In January or February, an aspiring youth fills out an application containing a short answer which contains a short answer question, how they can improve, describing how they can improve someone else's life that's less fortunate, or how they can improve their community. Instead of paying tuition, they do what they say in their essay. They have helped the young, the old, the physically, mentally challenged, the environment. A few examples of what they've done are created a new kids help phone chapter, got AEDs in schools, created a mobile library, taught self-defense. This is purposefully designed so that we attract community-minded youth into the emergency services. But it's also very purposeful for other reasons. It allows equal opportunity. I've never believed that a child's potential should be limited by their parental circumstances. So everyone can come to the camp. Also, it's a fantastic life lesson to look outside yourself and see what's going on in your community and help somebody, and to know that even though you're one and you're young, you can make a difference. And if you have passion about something, that you should take action and help others. So I think this should be taught in schools, but I'm sure all of you are in the same mindset because you're very community minded. And of course, this all builds a sense of community. Once April arrives, the journey intensifies with pre-camp work, fitness regimens, life skills, exercises and assignments, and lessons on inspirational figures lay the foundation for what's yet to come. Early July, 24 females and gender diverse youth aged 15 to 19 gather for an immersive experience. For 8 days, they engage in an award-winning program guided by more than 60 professionals from greater than a dozen diverse emergency service organizations. Their days are filled with experiential learning in ultra-supportive environments. The first day they get to, the first day is the most boring day because we have to give out equipment and learn about safety and icebreaker activities. But then in the afternoon, they get to go on the Coast Guard boats. They get tours, they get to drive the boats, they get to do rescues off the boats. Then the next 2 days are paramedic days. They get to do airways, put airways in. They get to put IDs in. They get to do real stitching on fake arms, of course, deliver mechanical babies, and a whole bunch of other things. They learn mindfulness and resilience. Then during the next 2 days are police days, and they get to learn self-defense, crime scene investigations. The police horses and dogs come, the bomb squad, the emergency response team come, and they get to learn how to de-escalate situations. The next 2 days are firefighting days. Firefighting days, yay! We get to, they get to put out fires, rescue fake mannequins. They get to zip line, rappel, cut roofs off cars, make them into convertibles. And then every single day, there's empowering guest speakers at lunch and fitness professionals to help them reach their full potential. The results of this journey are extraordinary. Graduates emerge with their eyes open to their boundless potential and their minds expanded beyond their self-imposed limits and their hearts connected to our expansive support network that they will have access to for the rest of their life. They leave with an enhanced sense of confidence, accomplishment, and pride, often describing their experience as the best experience of their lives, and later, how the camp has changed their life. Parents can attest to their children's transformation. They learn much more than knowledge and skills. They learn something that can't be taught, can't be read, can't be shown. It's something that they have to do, something they have to feel, something that has to be experienced. It's the embodiment of inner strength, power, and resilience. Climbing a 100-foot ladder, handling a firearm, or delivering a mechanical baby not only equips them with practical skills, but empowers them to excel in everyday life situations. So they're not going to have a problem doing a presentation or a job interview after they've done all these things, because they are empowered. They've had this light switch go on in their mind that I should try everything and I can do anything. And they actually learn that I can do anything mindset, which is one of the primary things we teach at the camp. And in fact, we'll take it one step further and say, we have signs all over the camp that with the word can't and the line through it. The worst thing they can do at the camp is say, I can't. That's worse than swearing, in my opinion, because they need to understand that they can. You know, no child, there's no lack of a youth's potential is unlimited. We just have to give them the appropriate support and encouragement. So when they say something like this, and they all say something about, because it's all difficult tasks. I mean, tasks that their parents never thought they could do. So they're obviously going to say, I can't do something. And we want them to learn how to say, I need another way of doing this. Can you help me? And how to access resources and how to think differently. And this is the best life skill ever. So they get push-ups every time they say something like that. And it's not a punishment, it's an empowerment, and they get it. And they bring it to their adulthood. So then our journey continues. Camp.
Wow. On October the 9th. I never got it though.
How'd you get it now?
She just sent it back to me.
Can you mute, please, John?
Our journey continues post-camp. So graduates gain access to credential education. They get high school credit for this program. There's workshops, educational bursaries, an ongoing mentorship program that specifically prepares them for the rigorous recruitment processes of emergency services. There's hard fitness tests, aptitude tests, and interviews, and we have the keys to success for them. We provide them with connections for ride-alongs, junior firefighter programs, and volunteering in our community, and we match an inspiring mentor with them. The post-camp support equips them for success in the emergency service, in emergency service careers, but also in life's challenges, ensuring holistic growth and fulfillment. Graduates assume positions as firefighters, paramedics, police officers, military personnel. Some are in multiple disciplines, and much more, each becoming a spark of progress in their respective domains. Some graduates win bursaries, are top students, hold the role of the first woman in their organization, win community awards, assume leadership roles, and emerge as true change makers. And nobody ever does it alone. for life, they have a huge support network that helps them with their challenges and supports them and celebrates their success with them. Many of them champion causes such as suicide prevention, combating sex trafficking, and advocating for women's safety globally and locally and globally. They become mentors, board members, and even help start their own new camps. This new generation of leaders exudes confidence, competence, and unwavering commitment that leaves a legacy on our emergency services and community. A staggering 36% of our graduates find themselves immersed in the emergency services. And there's a picture here we can just show, or we can just go to it at the end, but where's the share screen? This one here. Can you see that? Is it visible? There we go. I think you can see some of our success stories now. Yes, thumbs up if you can see it. No?
No, we just see your desktop.
My desktop. Oh, how's that?
Well, I don't think it's her desktop. I think it's Dawn's.
Yes, it's done.
Why are we seeing your desktop, Dawn? Got it now. Got it now. I've got it now.
Okay, good. So that's some of our success stories. That's not even all of them. If you go on our website, there's a 12-minute video that shows a picture of the girl when she was a youth at the camp, and then a picture of her right next to it as in the emergency services, and it says she's class, you know, Susie is class of 2006, and she became a firefighter in 2010. So there's 12 minutes of that, and it just flicks all the success stories. So that's great to, if we have time, I'll show some videos and things like that.
One quick question. Why are, I'm looking at these pictures and it's wonderful, and there's lots of women, which is great, but I don't see any minorities.
Yes, so we had an Indigenous camp last year, and we had 27 Indigenous youth, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. And in 2025, we're having a minority camp. And we do have minorities in our camp. They just haven't had as many as everybody else, and they haven't pursued the careers as much as other people have. So we're working on it. We're working on it. We do have we have diverse staff and everything, so it's just a little harder. It's hard to recruit women, and it's harder to recruit minority women. We're working on it though. I'm looking forward to the other camp. So that's my dog's best friend. So yeah, so 36% of our graduates are immersed in emergency services. And so our last firefighter recruit process, we had 3 Camp Courage graduates in it, which is incredible. The next one has 1 of our Camp Courage graduates in it. And then we have a current routine to collect new people in process right now, and there's several of our graduates in there. When I got hired as a volunteer and as a career firefighter, I was the only female that made it through. When I went for my lieutenant's promotional routine and my captain's promotional routine, I was the only female there. When I was hired, I was the 7th woman hired, and that last class had 7 women in it, and 3 were from the camp. So we went from, remember, less than 1% to 11% in our fire service. So that's great, but we still do have to work on more minorities. And we are focusing on that. our training staff said, you introduced us to some amazing students. And this isn't a mere coincidence. It's a testament to our program's multidimensional effectiveness. It wasn't my vision to increase minorities through designated recruitments and handouts. I believe women are competent and add value to the emergency services. And I believe women are one of the most underutilized resources in all of our nation. My vision was to prepare these graduates so they could thrive and take leadership roles in our emergency services to affect positive change. We want them to start where we left off. We want them to stand, not from scratch. We want them to stand on our shoulders. And so, everything we do is purposeful. And instead of giving trinkets, people give cups and keychains and stuff like that. We like to give something more useful. So we give them socks. Everybody can use socks. And we have 2 different socks they get. That's what kids do now. They wear different socks. So it says, I am. And then on the front of the sock, you won't be able to see so good, but I'll say some words. On the front of the sock, it says, I'm strong, intelligent, beautiful, confident, capable, fabulous, tenacious, brave, authentic, powerful, amazing, unstoppable. So that's where they are today. This is what we want them to believe when they're at the camp. And then when they leave, we want them to strive for something. So we want them to be, this is what I will be. And then it says, I will strive, challenge, persevere, push, inspire, succeed, thrive, soar, lead, encourage, support, care. And so, and then on the top of the sock, it says, I can and I will. And then on the bottom of the sock, watch me. So I often go to their graduations and their ceremonies. I present their helmets if they're firefighters, and I can't make it to every single graduation or every single event, but our socks can go there for them, and we can be there in spirit. We can be there in spirit for their big moments. Often the girls will graduate and they'll wear a Camp Courage shirt underneath their clothes. You'll see some of the in the success pictures, you'll see some of the girls with their shirts open with the Camp Courage shirt on underneath at their graduation. So, it's more than just teaching them to be emergency service personnel. It's about creating community. As the years go by, the depth of Camp Courage's impact becomes more evident. Graduates return volunteering as mentors for greater than a decade, living by the program's principles and passing them down to the next generation. We have created a community. Camp Courage serves as a catalyst for increased number of female applicants, with its success extending to other minority-focused camps, such as our extraordinary Camp Courage Indigenous. And that would require, to talk about the entire Camp Courage Indigenous is fantastic, but it requires its own time. But I will tell you a few highlights. So the first thing, it was so essential to me to provide, to marry the programs to collaborate with the Indigenous culture and to put it into our program, not just to give them our information. So the whole program, I'd like to say, is indigenized. And we had Indigenous teachings throughout the program, and it was fantastic. The second thing I'd like to share is recruitment was completely ineffective. Traditional recruitment methods were ineffective altogether. We had to modify everything, but we did figure out how to do it. And the third point is the results were identical. We've had the camp since 2006. And the results were the same. All the girls did all the same things. We had no problems with anybody. The girls were very well behaved. People were like, "You're crazy doing this camp," and no, there was no problem. They were fantastic young women. And the last thing that I'm most proud, one of the things I'm most proud of is one of the girls had come to the camp. We had 27 Indigenous girls age 14 to 18. And that's a feat to recruit and to get them to stay, all of them to stay. We extended the program to 10 days so that we could incorporate everything. And we had one girl that was mute at the camp because she had experienced extensive trauma in her life. And for about 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, she was mute, she didn't speak. And by the end of the camp, she was fully speaking. So it makes my heart happy. And then, of course, we're going to try and do this with a minority camp in not this year, next year. By emphasizing diversity and representation, our programs champion equality, resulting in a workforce that better reflects our communities that we serve, ultimately fostering inclusivity. This commitment strengthens our emergency services while enhancing relations within our community, our organizations, and among interagencies, leading to an improved emergency response and coordination. Camp Courage's adaptable model sets an example for promoting diversity and inclusion across various minority groups, making it a valuable asset for building an inclusive and effective emergency services workforce. Camp Courage expanded to Alberta and New Brunswick, and there's much national interest as well as international interest. There's interest in the UK, New South Wales, and the Caribbean. So that's exciting. The impact of Camp Courage is both profound and multidimensional. It extends its transformative reach from individual participants to our emergency services, our emergency service staff, and our community. Through a potent blend of empowerment, education, and mentorship, the program sets the stage for a future workforce that is inherently more diverse and capable. It nurtures a generation of leaders characterized by confidence, compassion, and a profound commitment to the welfare of our community. As I invite questions, I want to take this moment to express my deepest gratitude. Your presence here today reflects your dedication and commitment to our shared cause as champions of our community. Let's ignite the flames of diversity, empowerment, and excellence within our emergency services and community. Any questions?
Thank you very much. People can unmute themselves now and ask questions if you'd like. Do you want me to get rid of the share screen, Andrea?
Sure.
Do you have any presence in Ontario?
Not yet. We were gonna Toronto Fire was wanted to start one, but then they got a new COVID and new chief, and so they had COVID, and then they're like, we're gonna do it as soon as COVID's over, and then they got a new chief. But there'll be more expansion. So I spoke at the fire chiefs conference, and 40 chiefs took packages. So I'm guessing we'll have Edmonton for sure is going to have a camp next year, and probably Cape Breton. We'll work. My hope is that we'll have a camp in Ontario.
Yeah, because I do a lot of work with youth in Ontario, and I believe what you're doing is the right thing. I believe you have to make people believe in themselves before they accomplish anything. And I really think you're doing a good job. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. I think one of our biggest problems is our youth they don't understand what they have. Like they don't understand, they don't know what they don't know, and they could do so many great things if we just give them the appropriate support and encouragement. And really, that's the whole premise of our program. It really doesn't even matter to me whether they become police, fire, paramedics. It's that you get that mindset where you can just grow. You want to grow, and it's just such a positive environment.
It's like a glass ceiling in a way. And once you break that glass, it opens a tremendous level of development for the Indigenous people, the youth, and especially women. It's absolutely ridiculous that you only had 1% female in your fire department. And I do believe that there is an area that you should grow a fourth pillar to grow upon. I think the police are trying to adjust to that now. It is a terrible thing to have to walk upon a scene and have to try to deal with somebody emotionally unstable. And you're not really fully trained to do
Not
that.
equipped. I do have another project I'm going to start that's going to help with the fourth pillar. I'm creating a fourth pillar of Camp Courage, and it's going to be about bringing people together to help each other, because we don't have enough resources anywhere. You can't get a counselor for a year here. You can't. There's no resources for people to even talk to anybody. So we got to start using each other. So I'm going to create something. We're going to do a test run probably in the new year, a small group, and see how it goes, and I'll let you know how it goes. But I feel we need to do something serious and something quick before things spiral out of control.
Just one quick comment. I had actually passed away, close friend whose son always wanted to be a firefighter. And he got into the fire academy, which apparently in Ontario, I assume across Canada, it's very difficult to get in. A lot of applications, not a lot of spaces. He graduated and then was told that he had to be a volunteer firefighter for 2 or 3 years before he could get a full-time job. The end of the story is because he's a firefighter in Midland and he loves living there and he loves being a firefighter. But boy, that was a tough road to hoe. It's not true in general.
It's a hard road for everybody all the time. In the past, I mean, I volunteered for 3 years before I became a career firefighter. So similar situation, but nowadays we're hurting. We're doing continual recruitments. In the past, there wasn't. So we're people are maxing out. We're going to lots of bad calls. Out here we've had wildland fires, we've had floods, we've had hurricanes, multiple, all this year. And, the suicide rate, they don't advertise the suicide rate because if you do, more people will commit suicide. And any case, so that's difficult. Those calls are difficult to go on.
Any more questions or comments? Okay. Lars, I believe you're going to thank the speaker today.
Yes, President Dawn. Andrea, thank you very much for the very interesting presentation. And nice, ironically, before being late, like Bob, to this meeting, I spent an hour and a half with the Swedish Embassy preparing a visit by 12 MPs from the Swedish Parliament. And we are taking them up to Sudbury to a test mine. And one of the things that we will cover is education and training of staff. And there again, you have areas in the resource industry, whether it's forestry or mining or whatever, where there is a tremendous lack of female participation. And one of the challenges is to get women interested in the occupation. So what you're doing is very important because the more women we get into these professions, the better it is for everybody, because it tends to change the attitude in the organization, the management. Female leadership is usually more positive than the traditional male centered one, but it also brings innovation when it comes to equipment, and we all benefit from that. So we wish you all success in your activities, and if you need to start a camp in Ontario, Tom is a good person to talk to, and I'm volunteering him for you. So thank you for taking your time, and good luck, and keep us posted.
Thank you. Yeah, if you give me a referral, we give them all the keys to success, 238 documents, all the processes, logos, everything, so that they can do it where they are, so they can help. I think it's important across the country to do it.
And a pair of socks.
A lot of our funding in youth comes, we have to spend the money here in Ontario. And
I get
and
that,
Lars
yeah.
will know, I'm only good if we have money,
Yes, and so really this is all about connections too, right? It's not just about money. It's connections, building community, and yeah. So yeah, my intention wasn't. I thought I'd ask to build connections. So hopefully, maybe somebody will give me a referral, and then there'll be a camp in your area.
Here we go. That's what we need. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
We're going to have the business portion of our meeting now, and you can stay with us if you want, or you're free to go and do your errands and catch up sleep.
All right. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet
Thank
everybody. Stay safe
Yeah.
and happy. Stay safe and happy.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Latest announcements. Upcoming this Sunday is the Foundation Walk. I understand several of us are walking now. I don't know. My list has Lars and his wife. David, you're not going to be home now to walk, are you? No, okay. Cross you off the list. Ganesi and myself and Vicki Liederman, her husband is the president of Scarborough North, so they're walking together too. I don't know if she's raised any money. Ganesi and I have raised about $585 at this point. I'm not sure what you've raised or donated, Lars. You told me you donated 140 Canadian. I'm not sure if you raised more than that. But we're still open to donations, of which you can send it to Walter, the Toronto Foundation account, or you can send it to me or whatever, and we'll get it to Walter. But keep going. I still have some personal friends that haven't kicked in and some of my big sponsors. So we're hoping, I'd like to see us have like $1,000 maybe raised. Even $20 would help for everybody. You don't have to spend big money. This isn't like fundraising for our club. This is a cheap donation. So, but that's great. Thank you, everybody who's donated to us so far. I appreciate that. Next is well, I'm going to go through the activities that are coming up, because then October 26th is our, well, no, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd is the conference. If anybody else wants to register for that, I think there's only 2 or 3 of us registered so far. If you'd like to register for that, let me know. It's in Oshawa at the Marriott Hotel. Friday starts off with a fellowship evening, and then Saturday and Sunday morning. So you're finished Sunday noonish. World Polio Day is Tuesday, October 24th. They raise a flag at City Hall. I'm planning to go myself. If anybody else wants to come with me, let me know, and we can pick you up or whatever, and we can all go together. And the other thing, of course, is our fundraising event for October 26th. And David's going to speak to that. But first, we'll hear from community service. So Josepha is on a plane to Calgary right now, so she couldn't be here even on Zoom. So Marion's going to give her report and some motions.
Okay. Thanks, Dawn. Hope everybody can hear me.
Yes.
There were a number of motions passed by the board meeting on September 19th. But unfortunately, those motions could not go to the membership on September 20th due to time constraints. So I'm bringing them forward now on behalf of the Community Service Committee. And Dawn, I'm assuming these motions need to be passed individually? Don?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. So I'll propose the first motion that Rotary Toronto Eglinton approve $5,000 in support of local community members in need at the Allen Gardens Food Bank. Is there a seconder for this
I'll
motion?
second that.
Thanks,
That's
Bill. Any questions? Can I call for the vote?
Yep.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion's carried. Thank you. Second motion, I'd like to move that Churches on the Hill Food Bank
Yes, Jeff.
receive $5,000 in support of local community members in need. Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Ray.
Okay.
Questions? Okay, call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? So the motion carries. Thank you. Third motion. This one's for Habitat for Humanity. I move that Habitat for Humanity receive $8,588 for their Restore volunteers to create 1,000 t-shirts. On the front will be the Habitat for Humanity logo, and on the back will be our Rotary logo. Is there a seconder for that motion?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Jim. Questions? Okay, call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you. Last motion. That Romero House receives $7,500 in support of refugees and refugee support. Seconder?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Jim. Questions? Okay, call for the vote. All
Who
those in
receives the
favor?
money?
sorry, who was that?
Who receives the money?
Romero House.
Can you explain what that is, Marion? Because it's new to us
Yes.
this year.
Yes. Yes. The formal name of the organization is Toronto Refugee Community Nonprofit Homes and Services. Their operating name is Romero House. And they serve refugee claimants and that are usually known as asylum seekers in the city of Toronto. They support refugees in their first year in Canada, and they provide wraparound support related to learning English, supporting kids in school, finding work, accessing healthcare and social services, and support in their legal refugee claimant process. Romero House houses up to 40 refugee claimants at a time. They also house dozens of refugees with neighbors through their community host program. So that's what Romero House does in a nutshell.
Not a quick question, but quick suggestion.
Yes,
I'm all in favor, but do you want to bring somebody from that organization as a speaker to our club at some point? That
great,
interests me.
great idea, Stephen. we
Yeah, that
would, we would invite the executive director, and I'm in regular contact with her. So I could invite her to be a speaker. Great idea. Yep. So I guess, Dawn, we should call for the vote again.
Yep.
Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, carried. Back to you, Dawn.
Great job. Thanks, Marion, for doing that.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna have an update from David on the Monte Carlo event, which is 2 weeks tomorrow.
Thanks, Don. On behalf of the fundraising committee, we're very excited about this event coming up 2 weeks tomorrow. Stephen and I and Don and the committee have been working hard to get some silent auction and raffle items given to us. And I think we've got a great selection. We've got some lots of bottles of wine. We have great gift certificates from local restaurants that all of us would probably be going to. Some of those will be for silent auction. Some will be for our raffle tickets. But I've been through conversations with multiple people. Don and Steve and I both all felt that it was important that we explain what the ticket purchase actually includes for the evening, because some people were concerned that it was fairly expensive. But the way the evening will work is if you buy a ticket for $150, what you get for that is 15 raffle tickets. You get food. You get the use of all the games. There's entertainment for the evening, the silent and raffles. And so the way the evening will work is once you check in, you will get your 15 tickets. And if you're not a gambler, you can take those 15 raffle tickets and put them in the raffle drum. And we will do raffles throughout the evening with great prizes that we have. Or you can convert those raffle tickets, all or a portion of, into players' chips. And each ticket will give you 15 or give you 10 sets of chips to play at all the game tables that we have for the evening. So if you take all 15 of your raffle tickets, you will get 150 chips to go and play at blackjack, roulette, crown and anchor, Texas Hold'em, and all sorts of things. So if you want to gamble, the beauty of that is if you make more chips, you can convert those back into raffle tickets. So ultimately, you could have more raffle prizes given to you because you have more raffle tickets. Really simple. So it'll be a fun evening. We're looking forward to it. The magician that's coming out is supposed to be really, really great, and he'll be roaming around the whole room. But again, there's going to be seats and stuff. So if you don't want to, there's not a lot of standing if you want to sit. So there'll be socializing as well as gaming and entertainment. But I wanted to make sure everyone had an understanding of what the ticket included. So I just want to know if anyone has any questions whatsoever on the evening. Anything from anybody? Lionel.
Yeah, are you having a live auction as well, David?
There will be a live auction as well.
Okay.
If there is anything large. So right now we have some hockey tickets and some basketball tickets, but we're probably going to do silent auction on that. If there is something big like a trip or something like that, then we will, but I don't know if that's going to come down the pipe. So it'll probably just be silent and raffle.
So we haven't hired an auctioneer, I guess, eh?
We have not.
Okay.
David,
Yes.
David's the auction.
Lionel, are you volunteering?
No.
Did
So
you
we-
want to explain, David, like potentially how many raffle tickets they're going to get for their fee they've paid? $150.
So they get 15 raffle tickets, and they can take all of them or a portion of them and turn them into.
So each ticket gets you 10
chips.
10 chips.
So that's
Yeah.
150 chips for your raffle tickets if you decide to convert all of them into
Gambling.
chips. Or if you want to put 5 into 5, so that gives you 50 chips, and you put the other 10 tickets into the raffle drum immediately, that's up to you. You can decide how you want to put that out there into the world. But I just want to make everyone clear that if they are going, the only additional cost you will have is if you want to buy drinks, or if you want to bid on any silent auction items of that sort. Or if you want to buy more raffle tickets, it's up to you. You can actually buy without having to play any games. So there's lots of different ways, but it's going to be a fun, very casual evening. The gaming tables are very friendly, very relaxed. There's not seriousness unless you find someone who wants to gamble their life away. But there's no money exchanging hands at the gaming table. So it'll be just very relaxed and very enjoyable. That's the intent of the evening. Just a fun evening for all. Yes, Tom.
What about food? You're gonna,
There is food. There's going to be finger foods, and there's going to be desserts, coffee, and tea, and all that kind of stuff included. So it starts at 7 o'clock. So there isn't any dinner being served, but there are hot hors d'oeuvres and typical of some of our food that we have seen at the Toronto Lawn. So it'll be a fun evening.
No funeral sandwiches.
No funeral sandwiches. So as I said, we have 43 people coming. Our goal was to get to 125. We'd like to get to 100. So please, if you haven't bought a ticket yet, please buy a ticket. Very easy. If you need any help, please reach out to me. I can help you buy those tickets. But we look forward to having lots of people there to make it a really fun, energetic evening for all of us. So, and invite friends and family too. It'll be a good, fun evening. Okay, back to you, Don. Thanks. Stephen, is there anything else I need to add?
No, I think that pretty well covers it, David. You've given us a very good explanation of how the ticket works. I think it's a good idea to do that. And I just would repeat what you've said, that is anybody who hasn't bought a ticket, please, please do so. And if you, even at this late time, you can think of anybody who might be interested in joining us, then please don't hesitate to reach out to them and see if they'll come along as well. Thanks.
Right. I think it's going to be a fun evening. Yeah. Anybody else have any new business they want to bring up or questions? No? Okay. Our next meeting is October the 18th, noon at the Toronto Lawn Tennis Club. And our speaker will be our very own member, Lars Henriksen, and he's going to be discussing Rotary Foundation and the grant programs for Research International and District. Correct, Lars? Right. So I think we all could learn something there.
I'll just add
Very
one.
timely. What
Let me just
happens
add
to
one.
the money we raised for the foundation walk?
Yes, exactly. That goes directly to that. So, sorry, what did you want, Stephen?
I just want to mention one other thing, and that is for all members of the fundraising committee, a reminder that there is a meeting this evening. I have sent out an agenda. The meeting's at 7 o'clock on Zoom. And if there is anybody on this call who's not on the committee but who would like to attend, please, please do so. Let Dawn know so that she can send you the link.
Stephen,
Okay.
Stephen, it's John. My email that I received didn't have any Zoom number on to click into. What do we use?
Problem, John. All right, Dawn, maybe you can resend it to John, please.
Sure. Okay.
Thanks, Don.
Okay, great. All right. Have a great week, everybody, and send money to the foundation walk for me.
Yeah.
And Ganesi. Well, okay, you can sponsor some of the other people too if you'd like, but Ganesi and I need motivation.
David, before we get cut off, I've got a couple of people who are buying tickets who can't come, and they want me to give the tickets to people who can come. So they're going to, they're going to give me the information, and I'll let you can process it.
Okay.
Okay, great. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks.